So firstly, good morning to one and all present here. I am Anushka Kadam from Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University Center for Distance and Online Education, and it's my honor and privilege to introduce Mr. Parameswaran, a distinguished alumnus of IMED from 1992 batch. With an impressive career spanning over 33 years, Mr. Parameswaran has worked with some of the most reputed names in the banking and financial service industry, including Bank of America, Maersk Bank, ABN Amro Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, ING Vyasa Bank, and Sher Khan. He has also been associated with the Pioneer Client Associates, a leading private wealth management firm, and later contributed his expertise to the Bharti AXA Life Insurance. Currently, he serves as a consultant of two wealth management companies where he helps them build and expand their business. His professional journey reflects a deep understanding of the retail banking and insurance sector, with rich experience across diverse financial domains. On the personal front, his wife is a curriculum developer in the CP Goenka school. Their elder daughter is a counselor at Fortis Hospital, and their younger daughter has recently completed her BA LLB from Symbiosis Law College School. We are truly honored to have Mr. Parameswaran with us today. Let's warmly welcome him as he shares his valuable insights and experience with us. So now I'm handing over to Mr. Prakash sir.
Should I start, Anushka?
Yes, sir, you may start.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning. Sorry. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Anushka, for those lovely words. Yes, it's my honor and privilege to be reassociated with my alumni, with my alma mater. I passed out from IMD in the year 1992, and I have had a long 33 years of experience. And when we spoke with Anushka and a couple of other of our seniors, we were trying to see how we can help people or students, current students, how we can help them build their career and how they can shape their future. So that was the whole purpose of this discussion with them. And then we came up with a couple of topics and said, okay, let's start with these and see how we can help the current students. So what I'm going to do largely is to run you past quickly two presentations. And I am not much of a presentation guy. I am more of an interaction guy. So I will try and wrap it up quickly so that we can have a meaningful and constructive discussion. I'll leave the floor open and we can discuss as many questions as possible. So just allow me to share. There are a couple of presentations. I'll run the first one first and then stop sharing and run the second one. So just allow me a minute. Is the screen visible? Anushka, is the screen visible? Can you just confirm this for me once from your side?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The screen is visible.
Okay, so we'll start. First, there are actually this is one of my favorite topics. Okay, all through my 33 years, I have had the opportunity and God has been kind to the extent that I have been involved extensively in interviewing candidates. I have gone through multiple interviews. I've also recruited people close to about 300, 400, 500 people over the last 33 years is what I've interviewed. So what I've tried to do in these presentations is to share my experiences so that you guys can benefit from it. This obviously getting recorded, so Anushka will probably share it with you later on. So we'll start off with the panel interviews and leadership role assessments. This is something which is very, very close to my heart. We'll just go through this. What is the definition of a panel interview? See, when you go for an interview, you could either have one gentleman sitting in front of you who is shooting questions at you, or you could have a panel of interviewers, which is basically 3, 4, 5 interviewers shooting questions at you. Typically, these panel interviews are people who are subject matter experts. So they could be somebody from HR who's an expert on HR. They could be somebody who's a product guy, a specialist from product side. There could be somebody from the sales side who will question you on the sales strategies. Sorry. So what we will try and cover is that what is the definition, objective, panel composition, and benefits of a panel interview. So sometimes we get overawed by a panel when we enter a room. Sorry, when we enter the interview room, we are not sure whether this is a panel interview or a single gentleman sitting there to interview. In most scenarios, so you have to be ready for both scenarios. Okay, the panel interview process goes as such. They will be, this, as I said, they will be shooting questions at you, so there you could have more of a discussion as far as panel interview is concerned. So there is a deliberation and consensus. So there, as I said, there is a collaborative discussion to reach agreement. So they will keep asking you questions. So somebody, there could be an HR guy who will ask the first question, something like, "Tell me something about yourself." Once you finish that, the sales guy can come and ask you, "Okay, you've been in this employment, or you've just come out from college. What do you think is the difference between sales and marketing, for example?" So he could ask this question. A product guy can come and ask you, saying that this is a, and I'm telling you, this is a very, very common question. Can you sell a comb to a bald guy? So this is a very, very common question to the freshers. What they do after, when the panel is sitting, is that you must have seen this. I don't know how many of you watch television, Sony TV. You must have seen the Indian Idol. Indian Idol is the perfect example of a panel interviewing. So when the three of them are sitting, you probably see Shreya Ghosal and others sitting there. So what they do is they assess each on the performance. So there is an assessment and scoring which kind of evaluates your responses and insights. Again, third one is what I already said, core questioning phase. They will ask you probing questions for deeper understanding of your subject. So they will ask you pointed questions. So the whole scenario is aimed at trying to unnerve you. So they are trying to gauge what is your body language, how do you respond to a panel, are you getting jittery, are you getting nervous, or are you comfortable? So what is also important in this, guys, is the eye contact. And this is again one of my favorite topics. Whenever, if there are, for example, there are four people in the panel, whenever somebody asks you, one of the, say, panel A asks you, panel member A is asking you a question, you can start by with having an eye contact with the panel A, but you can actually also sweep across the room and have eye contact with the remaining three also. So it doesn't mean that you have to have an eye contact only with the first person. You can move around, have a talk with, you can actually address the rest of the three also, come back to the first person. That's very, very important. Eye contact is very, very important, and they will keep asking you probing questions for your deeper understanding of the subject matter. Let's go to the next slide. How to answer common interview questions. So I'm running through this so that we can have a more meaningful conversation on a one-to-one basis after this. How to answer common interview questions. What are the common interview questions? They will ask you competency question to begin with. They will ask you competency question is, if, for example, if you're a fresher and if you've done a internship with some, say, for example, you've done an internship with ITC, and it's it's on the domestic market. So you've done a project on a strategy for a new product that ITC is launching in the southern part of the country. That's the only experience you have, right? So they will ask you questions on that. They'll ask you questions on that to try and assess your relevant skills and qualifications, because there's nothing else that you can portray as of now. Situational question, again, they will ask you questions based on your projects that you have taken through. So they will ask you hypothetical questions as to how did you go through the different scenarios and can come up with solutions. When I did my summer internship, coincidentally, I did my summer internship with ITC. And when I did a presentation to them, and when I went for my first interview, I went for my first interview with a company called Bajaj Electricals, which was the campus interview in IMD. They asked me questions on exactly as to what I did. This was an export related summer project that I had done. So they asked me questions on the export. What are the rules and regulations? How did what kind of products or strategy did I develop? And what did I suggest as a solution to the problem that was posed to me by ITC? Behavioral question. They will ask you questions. They'll ask you questions on what is your past experiences and actions. They'll ask these questions are typically trying to unnerve you, because you don't have. So, for example, if I were to sit in front of an interviewer today, he'll ask me as to what I have done in my last job. He will see what is my CV. My set of questions to me will be very, very different from what questions that you will be getting. Since you are your first time to the interview desk, you will be asked these questions typically. So the idea is to be composed, calm, cool, and take it as it comes. You have to have an eye contact and ensure that you are on the top of the topic. Because the remember one thing, guys, the interviewer doesn't know what kind of a project or what kind of a skill sets that you possess. So it's all about your presentation that matters. Interview evaluation criteria. What do they evaluate you on? Basically, so they will evaluate you on what kind of leadership, or how do you try, how what kind of skills you have to motivate and influence to guide teams. Second, whether you are a cultural fit. This is the most important thing in an interview assessment. This is typically the HR's job. HR will evaluate you on your cultural fit, whether you are culturally a fit to the organization. So there is no quick fix answer to this. It all depends on how you answer and how the HR perceives your answer. But this is a very, very critical question. Collaboration, technical skills, absolutely important, because they will evaluate whether you are a one-man show or can you work with a team. So they will ask you questions regarding that. So be ready with these kind of questions. Again, I'm saying your summer internship is absolutely critical. Keep that in mind when you talk about when you answer these questions, because that will really, really help you to bolster your answers when you are asked these questions. Communication. My Again, apart from the cultural fit, this is again my very, very favorite topic. Communication. Point number one, answer to the point. Do not volunteer information. If somebody is asking you a pointed question, just stick to that point. Don't volunteer information beyond that, because you could be leading him to that direction, and then you may end up in a tough spot. So just answer to the point and keep it crystal clear. Do not volunteer information that's not required. Absolutely, just stick to your point. The last point that they try and analyze is, do you have the skills of problem solving? Because that's exactly that is essentially what they're looking at. They're not looking at MBA graduates to come and just be a data entry operator, right? You come with certain skill sets. You've been trained in the college. You've gone through rigorous summer internship. So you should be able to demonstrate that you have the skills to solve the problems that could come your way. Okay, leadership role assessments. What do they look at? They look at, not everybody becomes a leader. There is always a debate whether leaders are born or leaders can be created. This debate can rage on for the next 100 years. There is no one fit answer for this. You can think that leaders are born. There is there are some people who are leaders, or who grow and become leaders on their own. So there's no quick fix solution to this. But you need to be a strategic thinker. You're not going to remain a management trainee all your life. So and there are, if you're joining a company, in all likelihood there could be 15, 20, 25 management trainees who are joining along with you. So how do you ensure that you stay ahead in the race, and how do you ensure that you grow faster than the rest of the pack? So you need to demonstrate strategic thinking, which means that you should be able to develop long-term plans and visions for the organization, and you need to demonstrate this. Decision making. So when you have a room full of people discussing an issue, a strategy or an issue, you should be able to contribute meaningfully to that group, and come across as a person who can take pressure and make informed decisions under pressure. Emotional intelligence. Okay, this is important, but sometimes we think through our heart instead of our mind. This is important, but just bear in mind that this is not the only critical part. Sorry. Foundations of effective leaderships. Again, I have talked about strategic thinking. These are the five pillars of effective leadership. If you need to grow in life, you need to have this absolutely non-negotiable five skills. Strategic thinking, as I said. People leadership. You should be today one of those days that you can actually lead people with a stick. You need to be a people's man. I have seen my bosses. I have seen bosses both who have been people friendly and who are people unfriendly. And I have seen over the last 33 years that people who have been bosses who have been people friendly have grown faster than people who are not bosses who are not people friendly. So absolutely important that you relate to people, empathize with them, and become one of them to become a people leader. Decision making, I don't need to harp on it. You need to have the skill sets to navigate through complex situations, have the foresight to to see where this problem is coming from or this is going to come from, and how do you navigate through that complex situations. Communication, I just said, absolutely critical. Keep it crystal clear and to the point. Do not volunteer information than what's required, and you should be able to articulate your ideas very well. Change management, you know, this in today's world is probably the most relevant pillar. uh, you know you must have all heard this in your MBA days or your BBA days or your education days. There's only one thing that is constant, that is change. So as long as you embrace, as far as you embrace change, it will only stand you in good state. You should be able to implement change strategies quickly. So you need to actually, what do I say? Uh, you know, you should be able to anticipate uh, the things that are going to come your way and create that change quickly. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, my bad, guys. So what? How do people assess you? There are four broad models, and there is no one fit for the best case. There are four big models that are being followed in the industry today. There is a 360-degree feedback, where the boss takes a feedback of the subordinate, and the subordinate also gives feedback about the boss. This is the 360-degree feedback. As simple as that. This many open organizations do this. So basically, the boss does an interview of me, and I give a feedback about the boss. So it works. This is called essentially a 360-degree feedback. So it's an all-round feedback, and this is done by good, great organizations. Assessment centers. These are things which, people will assess you as to how you've reacted to complex and interactive simulations. Simple. There's no rocket science in this. How have you reacted to complex situations? How have you come across with solid ideas? How are you able to react to tough situations? Some of them could be case study and business simulations. So this is an interesting piece. You could be assessed on case studies and business simulations. This is absolutely relevant for you guys because you are freshers. So when you go for an interview or when you are assessed, you could be given a case study, and you could be said that, okay, analyze this case study and come back to us as to what is the best fit or best solution for this. Psychometric test. This is a tricky one. Now, when I had applied to Standard Chartered Bank, I had to go through a psychometric test. This is again done by the HR. The business team does not have a role in this. HR, once the business team clears it, HR does something called as a psychometric test. This is a MCQ based questions. Most of it is MCQ. There will be about 80-100 questions that you will be required to answer on a MCQ basis, which is multiple choice questions, and there will be situations that will be given. One, they could be your characters that could be asked for. Your strengths could be checked. Your weaknesses could be checked. Now, at the start of the psychometric test, the tricky part is that the HR will tell you that there is no right or wrong answer. But believe me, guys, the HR does a thorough evaluation of your answers, and basis that you could either make the job, get the job, or not get the job. So you might have done well, very well in the business rounds of interviews, but because of a psychometric test, you would probably not make it. So take this absolutely, and this you will encounter in 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 jobs when you apply for jobs. So please take this very seriously. Just don't do random answers and just don't go around the bush. Just take this very seriously and answer it from your heart. Okay, how to approach leadership challenges? Uh, you will. These are things which you will build over a period of 5, 7, 10 years. I'm just giving you ideas. That's it. If I were to ask you today, some of you may have it, some of you may not have it. But you can build this over the period of next 5 to 10 years. So leading through uncertainty. This is, probably these four pillars are probably going to define your career in the corporate world. Leading through uncertainty. I don't need to explain this. How do you navigate through tough situations? Balancing goals. How do you balance goals? Your goals are different and the company's goals are different. That can't happen. You need to align your goals with your organization's goals. How do you balance those goals? Team development. Am I an individual player or a team player? you know uh, I have always been told right through my career, and I have practiced it, held it very, very close to my heart, is that uh, for you to grow to the next level, you need to also grow your team. If your team doesn't grow, you will not grow. Somebody needs to replace you, right? So unless you develop your team, unless the team grows, you will not be able to identify the leader who will replace you. Obviously you want to grow, so you need to also ensure that your team grows and somebody from the team is ready to take up your role. Unpopular decisions. This is a very, very tricky one. uh, there will be situations, there will be occasions where you need to take unpopular decisions. One such unpopular decision could be to ask somebody to go from the organization. How will you do that? That is an example of a leader, true leader. How will you manage exit of an employee? You could be told by your boss saying that you have what, 20 people under you. We are downsizing the people. We need only 15 people. Please ask 5 people from your team to go. And he is not going to be sitting in that exit path. So how do you take that unpopular decision is absolutely critical. How do you handle them? How do you talk to them? And throw your arms around them and make sure that they don't feel upset, and leave with a good taste in mind. This is not so important, but I just put it in. Uh, just go through the slide. There could be group discussions, presentation exercises, role plays that could be there for them to assess you. There could be various. There could be inbox exercise where somebody sends you email and says, just do this exercise and send it back to me. There could be a group discussion for an interview. You must have all gone through these group discussions at the time of entering your MBA colleges. This is another excellent tool of finding out how well do you communicate, how well do you interject, and come up with your relevant points. Some of you could be given a situation and said, say, give us a presentation on this situation. Some of you could get a role play. Just say, somebody will come and say, as I said, why don't you sell me a mobile phone, for example. So how do you sell? How do you come up with a strategy in exactly about 2 minutes time and create an effective role play? Absolutely important. Okay, so quickly rewinding a bit, panel versus leadership assessment. A panel discussion is typically short duration, while a leadership assessment could be a longer duration. Panel discussion is a structured session. A leadership one is a multi-tool evaluation. Panel is typically a hiring decision, which is at the time of you applying and recruitment stage. Leadership is in already you're part of the system. This is a development decision of yours. So this is I could say appraisal of yours. Uh, these are the three broad points that I could bring to my mind, and this is what I've put into mind. These are so you can actually keep this with you. And on the left hand side is at the time of interviews. Right hand side is when you're internally being evaluated. Okay, how do you what do they do to enhance the hiring process? Uh, they try and ensure objectivity in evaluations. So they will try and get objectivity in evaluations. They will try and standardize candidate assessments. So you will not be different from somebody else. So there will be a standard process that will be implemented across the hiring. So there is something called when you go for an interview, you would have seen something called as a job description that is shared with you. So when you go for an interview, the HR or the salesperson or the sales head who is going to interview you will also share something called as a JD. This is called as a job description. It's absolutely critical that you go through the job description. So you will know what is the job that you're looking at and what kind of questions you can anticipate, and you can actually be kind of prepared for the interview. It's absolutely critical that you go through the job description. Okay, this finishes my first presentation. And just allow me quick 30-second break to give in the second one. Okay, this is the next part of my presentation. We'll go through what are the this can be a little cluttered, but I'll try and take you through it in a nice seamless way. Types of interviews and common interview questions. It again, the common interview questions can be thousand, but we will. I have just presented three or four. We can discuss this after the presentation. Okay, as I said, this could be a little cluttered, but just bear with me. I will take you through point by point. What are the types of interviews? They could be structured interviews, which ensures fairness and fixed questions. So just structured interview, one after another questions are asked, and there is no shooting in the dark, and very simple, straightforward questions one after another. Unstructured interview. Uh, just can go anywhere. Start with tell me something about yourself. Then can go to family. Can go to what have you done in the restaurant. So it can be going left, right, center. Semi-structured. This is a balance between structured and unstructured. Behavioral interview. This is done typically by the HR. So they will typically assess you on what is your behavioral way of of approaching a job, and how you will give a solution to the jobs. This is typically an HR round. Situational interview. These things are critical. Situational interview is a situation where you could be given a situation and say that how will you make a decision in this kind of situation? What kind of decision will you take? So this is a assessing your decision making capability. Panel interview, we've gone through in detail. There will be a panel that will be sitting and interviewing you. A group interview could be four of you sitting along with the panel. So it could be random questions being addressed to each one of you. Now, some of these, as I said, structured interview, behavioral interview, situation interview, and the next one, technical interview. Now, this is absolutely important, because this is where they will check your job related skill sets. So as I said, if you've done your summer internship, please be absolutely on top of what you did in a summer internship. That is where they will assess you. That is the point they will make, and they will assess you on that. They will shoot questions based on your summer internships. Stress interviews. This is not very often done at the beginning. This is done later on to see how you behave under pressure. This is not done at the initial level. Case interviews. This is again, you could be given a case study and said, I'm giving you 10 minutes. Why don't you come up with a solution to this? Again, this is not done very often. Most often it is the structured interview, behavior interview, situational interview, panel interview, and a technical interview. These are the most prevalent interviews in an organization. The last one is, of course, today with technology coming in, with COVID coming in, there are also the telephonic rounds that are or video calls that are happening. But those are more relevant when it's actually not more relevant. It's become part of life now. That's all. But largely, these are the points that are covered. Now, somebody might have a question as to what is an exit interview. Exit interview is an interview taken by for an employee when he's exiting the company. So the HR or the or the line manager may want to know the reasons for exit of a particular employee. So that's an exit interview. So there'll be a set of 8-10 questions that the HR will ask the employee who's leaving, and they will store it for their records and improvement. That's the exit interview. Common interview questions. These are just broad, very broad questions. There could be multiple more. Just impossible to share that on a PPT like this. So these are some of the broad questions that can come in. Tell me something about yourself. But these I think are I had a session with another group about 3 weeks back, and I said this: when you enter an interview room, the impact that you make in the first 1.5 minutes is the most critical time. You can actually make or break the interview in the first 2 minutes. How do you enter? Do you knock? Do you enter? Are you dressed well? Are you wearing a suit? Are you wearing a tie? Are you smelling good? Are you smelling bad? Is your shirt and trouser well ironed? Is your shoe polished? How do you come and sit in front of the panel or the interviewer? What kind of body language you communicate to the interviewer? These are things that are absolutely non-negotiable. That these it actually creates the first impression, and as they say, first impression is the best impression. Rest of it is all about your confidence. But if you come across as a weak person when you enter, you lost the game, guys. You need to be confident when you enter. What kind of handshake? You can't have a weak handshake with the interviewer. You need to have a strong handshake with the interviewer. So the next first question typically that comes is, tell me about yourself. They prepare for these guys. These are questions. Again, I am this is what I used to do when I was to be a fresher like you. These questions I used to prepare standing in front of the mirror. I used to answer these questions standing in front of the mirror. Tell me about yourself. How do I prepare this answer in a short 1.5 minutes? You need to prepare this question. There is no fit answer for this. You need to prepare it on your own. Next question, one of the questions that is a pet question for interviewers is that, why do you want to work with us? So you need to be ready with this answer. You need to have done some research on the company and research as to how you will fit into this company. And thereby you'll be able to answer this question really, really well. Okay, the next question, that these are more generic questions, strengths and weaknesses. Again, a very, very pet question for the interviewer, especially for starters. Uh, Strengths and weaknesses, be very, very careful when you answer these questions. Strengths is very easy to answer. Weakness, don't come across as a person, don't answer saying that, these are my weaknesses, these are my weaknesses. You say that I am a short-tempered person, but I am working towards becoming a easygoing person. You know, I get jittery when my work does not get done. It comes across as a weakness, but also as a strength, which means that you want to get the work done quickly. So you are not one of those guys who lazes around and gets and lets the situation out of hand. So you need to think of these kind of answers so that weakness doesn't come across as a weakness to the interviewer. They will gauge as to how you can work under pressure. So there could be various situations. There could be a role play. There could be a case study that is given to you to assess your pressure responses. Conflict resolution. This is again a situation could be given to you, and there could be an assessment. These things are absolutely relevant at the start of a career, guys. Once you're 5 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old in industry, these questions may or may not come up. But at this point, absolutely relevant. Future aspirations. They want to gauge from you questions that come often is, where do you see yourself 3 years from now? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? So you need to be clear as to what you want to do. What they're checking is, will you last long with the company? You have a clear thought as to your career path is concerned, and whether you are absolutely conscious of what decisions you are taking. So while you might say that this is a very simple question, somebody is assessing you clearly on this. Sample questions and answers. As we said, some of the simple answers you can build on this. I'm sure Anushka is recording this. She can share it with you all. I'm a motivated personal a professional with skills in marketing and teamwork. Why should we hire you? Because my skills and goals align with the company's mission. This is some of the broad answers. This is not the full-fledged answers. What is the biggest weakness? See, that's what I said. See this answer that I put in. I focus too much on details, but I'm learning to balance it. It comes across as a weakness, but it also comes across as a strength. So you need to kind of create kind of this kind of answers so that you don't come across the weakness doesn't come across as a total weakness from your side. Okay, this is another one that you can use, and interviewers will use very, very often with you. It's called the star model of questions. Situations. They will give you a situation and ask you to solve the situation. So create a contest under on that, and please don't hurry up or get rattled when these questions are shot at you. Take a deep breath. Take 30 seconds, 1 minute. It's okay. Interviewer doesn't mind. But rather than rush into a question which is not completely correct, take a deep breath, and you can always say, "Yeah, give me a moment, sir. Let me gather my thoughts and come back to you." Take that task. Take that 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute, and answer the question. Task. They will probably give you a task to execute when you're sitting there. So, these things are not, you don't need to immediately respond. Take your time, guys. Don't have to respond in 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Take your time. I'm not saying take 5 minutes and 10 minutes. Some of them task, for example, they could be a case study. They might give you a 10, 15 minutes. They may tell you, sit in this room, take this, takes 15 minutes. This is a paper and pen. Please answer this. We'll come back to you in 15 minutes time. That situation also could happen. So that in this case, you get 15 minutes to solve the issue. Action. Uh, when you're given a task, when you're given a situation, they will also assess what kind of steps have you taken to come up with a solution. And the last and the most important thing is what is the result of those actions. So there's a situation, there's a task that you've been given at, there's an action plan that you put in place, and as a result of the action plan, what are the results that have come out. So broadly, I have tried to put some questions and some thoughts in your mind. Uh, how do you try and ensure that you succeed in an interview? These are oft repeated. I have already said these things in the last 15, 20 minutes, but we just try and sum it up. Research the company before you go to the interview. Critical, critical, critical. You cannot go to the for an interview blank. It will come across as very, very poor from your side. Research the company, understand how is it doing, what are the product lines, who was the MD, how long has the company been in existence, what are the product lines. These are some of the things that you can build your knowledge on. Dress appropriately. I just mentioned that absolutely first impression with a professional attire. Use the star method, which is what we discussed in the previous slide. Stay calm, guys. There is you don't have to worry. There is no one fit for all. Just stay calm, take it easy, take deep breaths regularly, and maintain your composure and answer the questions. Don't get rattled. The moment you get rattled, you will not think rationally and you will not be able to answer rationally. You are allowed to ask questions during the interviews. You please go ahead and ask during the interviews, at the end of the interview. You are many often I have done this to my people who come from interviews. At the end, I ask the candidate, do you have any questions to ask from me? When that question comes, please try and ask some questions. You are at liberty. Please don't say no, I don't have anything. If you don't have, please say don't have. If you've understood the job description well, all your questions have been answered, please say no. But you are at liberty to ask questions. Don't get scared of asking questions. Is what I'm saying. So that concludes my session. We can quickly have uh, a Q&A session, and that's what I like the most. Please, let's discuss for next 10-15 minutes. If you have any questions, please start asking. Anushka, people can unmute and start. I'm just grabbing some water.
Yes, if somebody has any queries, any doubts, any questions, so you can just ask.
I'll try and answer to the best of my abilities. If I can't, I'll send my note to Anushka. She can circulate it.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Rupa. Rupa here. Actually,
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm
Your
living
voice
in.
is breaking.
Hello.
Rupa, your voice is cracking. Your voice is cracking. Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I had an experience yesterday. I had my interview, so I faced many challenges over there. I would like to introduce myself first. I have total 6 years of experience as a developer. So
Okay.
I took 2 years of career break now, and now
Okay.
I think I have to start myself. I would like to
Yeah.
would like to start my new job. So the
Okay.
job interview was related to the developer, but currently I'm doing MBA. No, he wanted to
Yeah.
know that where do I want to, like, I would like to see it after 3 years in myself. So my
Yeah.
first question is like, I would specify like in management position or in developing position.
Okay. Good question, Rupa. So, since your situation is different from the rest of the freshers, I assume many of them are freshers. You always bear in mind what your strengths are when you go for the interview. So your strengths are your developer role, right? So you've done a developer role. So what you need to say to this gentleman is, look, I have done my developer role. I have also done my management now. I'm also doing my management now. So I want to combine these two and use my developer knowledge of my as being a developer, and grow in my life to a management role where I am able to handle a team of developers under me. So I want to build my knowledge base on both development and management skills, so that in 3 years or 5 years from now, I am leading a team of developers whom I can guide in their life. That I think would be a reasonable answer. Because don't get defensive about your experience. You have a wonderful experience. Use that as a stepping stone.
Okay, sir. He said he like currently you are looking for developing. So he said you just like look for only short term job, like short term goal oriented jobs. Like the projects are mainly like long term job projected. So
Huh.
I should say like, yeah, I would like to see short term
No,
goals
no, never
related
say
jobs,
no,
or
no,
like,
no, no. Always say I am looking at. You see, the guy is looking at what the interview is looking at is whether you will spend time in his organization and whether you are worth investing as far the organization is concerned. आप कितने देर उनके पास रहोगे, कितने साल उनके उनके साथ रहोगे, वो जानना चाहता है. तो आप उनको हमेशा बोलना है कि मैं 3 साल 5 साल के लिए मैं यहाँ पर रह के मेरी करियर बनाना चाहती हूँ. मैं 6 साल का एक्सपीरियंस मैं कर चुकी हूँ, मगर मेरे को आगे जाके मेरे को ये बार बार चेंज नहीं करना है. मैं यहाँ पर भी एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मैंने रिसर्च किया है, मुझे पता है ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या करता है, और मेरे स्किल सेट्स के हिसाब से ये मेरे को फिट होता है. एंड आई वांट टू क्रिएट माय करियर इन दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर द नेक्स्ट ओवर द नेक्स्ट 5 to 7 years.
okay, sir. He know no, actually he know I am doing MBA and business analyst, and now
Correct.
currently I'm looking for developing. He said definitely will be going to change your job after some years. So that he
No,
wanted to know from my.
see, these are the type of people who will actually try and push you back, saying that he'll keep asking you, saying that you have a different experience. Why do you want to do this? You have a developer. Why do you want to become a business analyst? So see, there's no fit answer for this. If I was you, I will say yes, sir. I completely agree with you. My background is as a developer. Basis my experience as a developer, I have developed my skill sets in business analyst. So, given the business analyst and my developer experience, I want to build my career accordingly in your organization. I am looking at a job which will enhance my experience, considering both as a developer and a business analyst. So, both these help me to enhance my job. So, I want to look at something which creates value to myself, including both as a developer and as a business analyst. See, you remember that your business analyst and your developer is interlinked, Rupa. आपने बहुत अच्छा कॉम्बिनेशन किया है, तो डोंट लूज होप इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. बहुत बढ़िया कॉम्बिनेशन है आपका.
Okay,
Somebody will actually look forward. If I was in that guy's position, and if you come across as a good knowledgeable person, I'll pick you up immediately.
okay, thank. I got your points. So one more question
Yeah.
is like he was asking like what you are expectation from the company.
Huh.
He
So
would
you are,
like he would like to know 3 to 5 points.
no. So what do you expect from the company? So basically, you have to say that, look, I am looking at my career over the next 4 to 5 years. Point number one. Point number two. I am a person. Then talk about your strengths. Okay, strengths, and you say that, look, I am a very open-ended person. So I am looking at an open environment. I am a very people's person. So I like to work with people. So I am hoping that I will be put in a team where I'll be able to work with my team. I am a person who's able to take decisions very fast. So I would like to be part of a team where decisions are taken very fast. So these kind of questions and these kinds of answers will help you create an impression with him. I hope I was
Okay,
clear,
sir.
Rupa.
No, this is all about me, and he specifically wants those points, 3 to 5 points. like
Yeah.
career
So,
growth. I mentioned.
yeah. So, he, as of now, you don't know what the company is all about, correct?
Yeah, sir.
When you're interviewing with the company, you don't know what the culture is, what kind of people are there, what products are there beyond a point. So you have to use your strengths to answer that question. As you say that, I am a very people's guy, sir. So I am looking at a role in your company which helps me work with a team. I am also very from my experience, I have also been a very good decision maker. I come across as a person. I've been told by my colleagues that I am able to come across as solutions in tough situations. So I want to be part of in your organization wherever there are tough situations. I want to be part of that team, and I will prove to you that I can come across as a solution. So these kind of answers, see, there is no, you cannot go to the company and say, I want to be working in your sales department. I want to be here. You can't say that. You'll have to tell him, these are my strengths. And basis that strengths, I want to be part of these departments. That's all you can say. You can't say beyond that. Prabha.
Okay, sir. So
Yeah.
one more
Thank you.
question.
Yeah, please.
One more question. Sir, actually, I have an experience. I worked with Indian
Uh,
company. Like currently, I'm looking for Japanese company. So based on my
uh,
experience, I don't know what are the salary expectation for my based on my experience. So
uh,
suppose if I mention less salary, I negotiate. I negotiated with him, and he
no,
said this
yeah.
is and he said this is the very less salary you have mentioned. He said for this
Uh,
position this salary will be high amount. So how to deal with
yeah.
these questions, sir?
Yeah, tricky question. I'll tell you what I have done in my life. I have always put the ball back in the court of the interview. I've always said, sir, top of the mind, I don't have a figure in mind. I will go with whatever is your pay scales. I will go with whatever pay scales that you have, and basis your assessment of my skill sets, I am sure that you will come up with a correct fitment for me as far as pay scales are concerned.
Okay, sir.
Just
Understood.
just be non just not just be non-committal. Just put the ball back in his court. Because
Okay.
every when the interviewer is interviewing you, he already has a budget in place. He already knows how much he can pay you. So either, if, for example, if he's willing to pay you 10 lakhs, you say 5 lakhs, or you say 15 lakhs, it could be adverse to you. But if you say that, sir, I am looking at your organization because I know your organization very well, and I am looking at an organization to start my career and build my career there, and I'm sure that you have a salary slab that you can fit me in. So I leave it to your best judgment, sir, given my skill sets.
Okay, sir. Totally understood the points,
Yeah,
and thank you so much for the.
no problem. Anytime, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Please ask, guys. Please ask as many questions as possible. I don't know whether I
Hello,
satisfied
sir.
Rupa's
Hello, sir. This
answers.
is
Yeah, sorry, I lost your
sir. This
name.
is Mangesh here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
मंगेश.
sir.
आप हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते हो मंगेश.
Yes, sir. Sir,
हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते
actually,
हो.
हाँ सर, नो प्रॉब्लम. एक्चुअली क्या है कि सर अभी ये जो MBA चल रहा है तो उसके अंदर बहुत सारे एक्सपीरियंस लोग भी है. एक्सपीरियंस जैसे मैं भी मिनिमम में 10 to 10 years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस है. तो अभी
हाँ,
जैसे एक कंपनी में काम कर रहे तो वी आर गोइंग इन अ कंफर्ट जोन बिकॉज वी हैव नॉट चेंज कंपनी फ्रॉम लास्ट 10 years. सो
हाँ.
आफ्टर दिस टाइप ऑफ पीरियड अभी दूसरे कंपनी में इंटरव्यू के लिए जाना है. तो हाउ डू वी
हाँ.
प्रिपेयर बिकॉज ये क्या होता है कि ये कंफर्ट जोन में चला गया तो नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू फेस करने के लिए थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम होता है. तो हाउ डू वी कैन टेक बेनिफिट ऑफ दिस MBA एंड हाउ डू वी प्रिपेयर आवरसेल्व्स टू फेस न्यू
So,
इंटरव्यू. इसके
so
लिए
are
थोड़ा
you
गाइड
doing?
कीजिए सर प्लीज.
Yeah, are you doing this interview part time? Sorry, MBA part time, or are you doing full time?
करस्पॉन्डेंस सर.
Okay, correspondent. Sorry. So my bad. Correspondent.
या
So
या या
are you desperately looking for a job, or are you happy with the job? That's the first question.
No, actually, whatever I am doing right now, I am happy with the profile. But
Uh, uh,
as far as financial is concerned, I want to jump
yeah.
because I
Okay.
want to
So
financially become strong. So,
yeah. Okay. So when you apply for this is your case is the fit case where they will ask you on your 10 years experience, Mangesh. So you have to be ready for, so there is nothing called comfort zone. I spent 10 years in Standard Chartered Bank. I spent 5 years with Sher Khan. You can quit anytime. You can move on anytime. The moment you feel that your words are right, either you feel that you're in a comfort zone or you're not getting along with people, your bosses and stuff like. It's time to move on. So you have to prepare yourself. You have to. Are you looking at changing industry or are you looking at not changing industry?
No, same
You don't want to
industry.
change it.
Industry should be the
Yeah.
same.
See,
Yeah.
yeah. So apply to the same industry. When you go for the interview, please go through whatever you've done for the last 10 years. Okay. And what has been your and be clear as to what has been your growth path in the organization. Because they will want to know what you
Okay.
joined as and what you're exiting today as. And they will ask you,
Yes.
why do you want to change? What do you want to change? You can't tell them I'm in a comfort zone, so I want to move. No, you can't say that. You say that, look, I have I joined here as a management training, and today I am a senior manager, for example. Okay. Now
Correct.
I don't see my growth in this organization beyond a senior manager for the next 5 years. So hence I'm looking at moving and creating a career path for me in the next 5 years rather than waiting for 5 years in the same organization.
Right.
So you answered the question to him, and you're also saying that, look, I am not desperate. Never show desperation to the interviewer, because
Okay.
when you
Okay. So we should
if you
not show
show desperation,
desperation.
yeah, if you show desperation, what happens is you're selling yourself short. Tomorrow he may, even if he likes you, for example, if I was you and if I like you, and if you come across as saying desperate thing, I may if you're at, say, a 10 lakh rupees salary, while I can offer you 20 lakhs, I may offer you 12 lakhs and say, मेरे पास 12 lakhs hai, can you come and join me? So
Okay.
never be desperate in front of the you're not without a job. You're doing well. Your comfort zone is the only reason that you're looking for a job. Go to the interview completely confident and don't show desperation. Let him evaluate you. Let him feel that you are an important person for you to join the organization. He should get a feeling that you are indispensable and you are the best fit for the role. Then he will give you 20 lakhs instead of closing at 12 lakhs.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Yeah.
बिकॉज उसने बजट लेकर रख लिया है, 20 लाख का बजट लेकर रख लिया है अपने मैनेजर से. उसको बोला गया है कि 20 लाख तक आप जा सकते हो सैलरी पे. वो क्या कर रहा है, आपको आपका डिस्परेशन देख के 12 लाख पे आपको हायर कर लिया. उसने 8 लाख बचा लिया. उसके बॉस को जाके बता देगा मैंने 8 लाख बचा लिया, देखो सर करके. उसका तो अप्रेजल अच्छा हो गया ना. आपको यूर 10 year गाय, यू नो हाउ अप्रेजल्स वर्क, राइट?
Yes, sir. Yes.
उसने तो कंपनी का 8 लाख बचा दिया. उसको तो रेटिंग अच्छा बढ़ गया. आपका नुकसान हो गया. आपको जहां 18-20 लाख मिलना चाहिए था, यू गॉट ओनली 12 lakhs. So don't show desperation. You're in the best position. Apply calmly, coolly. Apply to 4, 5, 6 organizations. Wait for the right call. Wait for the right job, and move at the right time.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem, Anish.
Is there anybody else who wants to ask any questions?
I think I probably bored them a lot.
Good morning, sir. Trupti here.
Money. Yeah, Trupti.
Actually, I am from Jalgaon. Recently, I have completed my MCC, that is Masters in Cloud Computing Diploma. So, my question, before jumping to a question, I would like to give a backstory for myself. Actually, after completing my 12th, I have gap of 2-3 years, and
Huh.
I am a BA student for first year in Bharati Vidyapeeth this year only. So,
Huh.
and this January, I have joined that MCC and I have completed in July. So,
Okay.
during that certification, I have given many interviews and after completing also.
Huh.
So, the problem with me was there were three drawbacks for me that I have recently shifted to IT, which I have changed my, you know, uh,
Field.
field. Yes, sorry,
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
field. And there was gap of 2-3 years after my 12th, and third is that I'm undergrad. So
Okay.
as I have given many interviews, they were not having any issues with my gap or changing the field. The issue I have always said, as I have asked reviews to the HRs and the technical team and all after giving interview, that what would you like to give a review according to my interview what I have given. So there
Ah,
was always the reason that I am an undergrad.
okay. So
So what how
what is your education background now? I didn't understand your education background. So after 12th you took a 3-year gap.
I was a 12th science student, and after that,
Ah,
I have a gap of 2 3 years.
okay.
I was pursuing BA, but because of my health issues, I had get drawback.
Okay.
So I've never faced any other issues rather than they have given the reason that I'm an undergrad. So how
Hmm.
I can be more convincing to the interviews in
So,
future, whatever I will be giving, sir.
yeah, so basically, Tripti, this is a difficult situation for you. I understand. You know, gap years are difficult to justify. So you have to be, if I was you, I would be honest, saying that these are the issues that I faced, and this is why I could not do my studies. This is my family background. This is where I come from, and this is the reason that I could not complete my graduation. It could be health issues, it could be family issues, it could be parents issues, it could be anything. So my simple suggestion, Tripti, and it's a very difficult situation. I completely agree with you. It's a very difficult situation. Uh, my simple suggestion to you, Tripti, is that be honest with the interviewer. There's no point in telling lies. Be honest with the interviewer, and difficult words to use for me. Start a little by compromising on your salary and your role. Don't try and aim for extremely high salaries and extremely high role. Start small, build your career, go back to basics and rebuild your career. I always तृप्ति मैं हमेशा मेरा टीम को बोला हूँ कि सॉरी गाइस माय थ्रोट इज बैड. मैंने हमेशा मेरे टीम को बोला हूँ कि ये करियर का जो होता है, करियर पाथ जो होता है, 1 साल 2 साल का 3 साल का नहीं होता है तृप्ति. ये ये करियर पाथ होता है 25 30 साल का. यू नो 5 6 7 10 साल के बाद कोई याद नहीं रखेगा आपका गैप ईयर था, आपने 2 साल गैप लिया था, आपने 2 साल का ब्रेक लिया था, आपका फैमिली इशूज था, हेल्थ इशूज था, कोई याद नहीं रखेगा. आपको ये आपको ये डिफेंसिव नहीं होना है तृप्ति. आपको चालू करना है स्मॉल विथ अ प्रॉब्ली लेसर सैलरी राइट नाउ. आपको थोड़ा पेशेंस रखना है. 1 2 साल में 2 3 साल में आपका वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगा. 5 6 साल में आपका यू विल बी एट सेम लेवल एज अदर्स. आपको 5 6 साल बाद कोई पूछेगा नहीं. टुडे व्हेन आई गो फॉर माई इंटरव्यू तृप्ति, आज मैं जब इंटरव्यू में जाता हूँ मेरे को कोई पूछता नहीं कि आपका एमबीए कॉलेज का नाम क्या है. आप मेरे को कोई पूछता नहीं कि आपने क्या किया है. मेरा इंटरव्यू में मेरे को पूछा जाता है कि मेरा सीवी में क्या लिखा है, कौन से कंपनीज में क्या क्या रोल किया है, और उस बेसिस पे मेरे को पूछा जाता है कि मेरा ये फिटमेंट होता है नहीं होता है करके. ये 5 6 साल की बात है. आपको सिर्फ बेयर करना है. यू हैव टू जस्ट कीप क्वाइट फॉर 2 3 साल के लिए. आपका सब ठीक हो जाएगा उसके बाद में. 5 6 आप मेरा नंबर लेना. आप मेरे को फोन करना 6 7 साल बाद. आप खुद बोलोगे कि मेरे को आज के तारीख में कोई पूछता नहीं है कि गैप ईयर क्यों आया है करके. उस टाइम पे कोई पूछता नहीं है तृप्ति. उस टाइम पे ये पूछा जाता है कि आपने पिछले जॉब में क्या किया है. तो थोड़ा थोड़ा बी पेशेंट, go back to the basics, start small and build your career. Age is on your side. 25 30 साल का सफर है ये तृप्ति. 1 2 साल में कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, नहीं पड़ेगा. ट्रस्ट मी, नहीं पड़ेगा. मैं अपने खुद के एक्सपीरियंस से बोल रहा हूँ. मेरे खुद का आई हैव लॉस्ट माई जॉब्स. 2 बार मैंने नौकरी की है, बट आई हैव नॉट लॉस्ट होप एंड आई हैव कंटिन्यूड. So don't lose hope. Start small. I have both the times I have come back to my old salary and restarted at my age also. So don't lose heart. उस 5 6 साल बाद कोई नहीं पूछता है कि आपका बैकग्राउंड क्या था, क्यों गैप ईयर हुआ था. कोई नहीं पूछता है.
Okay.
ठीक है, ठीक
Thank you
है.
for that. And my second question is that I get fumbled as talking to a new person. But having this short conversation with you, I would like to ask a small question that do you think is there any kind of MTI or shortage of vocabulary talking with me like in English?
नो नॉट एट ऑल ये सब वहम होता है तृप्ति। ये ना
Oh,
ये आप आपको लगता है मैं जलगांव से मेरे को खुला आपको साफ बोल रहा हूँ। आपको लगता है मैं जलगांव से ही हूँ तो मैं इंग्लिश नहीं आता है। दिस इज ऑल नॉट नॉन दिस इज एब्सोल्यूट नॉनसेंस। सॉरी फॉर माय लैंग्वेज। आप यस व्हाट यू कैन डू इज you can read English newspapers daily, watch English channels daily, read English books to improve your English. It doesn't mean that अगर मैं इंटरव्यूअर होता और मैं जानता कि तृप्ति को इंग्लिश नहीं आती बराबर, बट वो उसका स्किल सेट्स है, वो सेल्स अच्छा कर पाती है, कम्युनिकेशन हिंदी में अच्छा कर पाती है, मराठी में अच्छा कम्युनिकेशन कर पाती है, तो मेरे को चलेगा। मेरे को क्या करना है? बट आपको अगर लगता है कि आपको आपका शॉर्टफॉल है, आप प्लीज बिल्ड ऑन इट। प्लीज आप न्यूज़पेपर पढ़िए, इंग्लिश पेपर न्यूज़पेपर पढ़िए, बुक्स पढ़िए, इंग्लिश चैनल्स देखिए, तो आपका ऑब्वियसली 3-6 महीने में यू विल इंप्रूव योर इंग्लिश। एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग तृप्ति इज दैट आपको एक चीज करना है इंटरव्यू में जाने से पहले, आज से ही वो शुरुआत करना है। आपको आपके घर पे आईना है, शीशा है?
yes, yes.
शीशे के सामने खड़े रह के आप बात कीजिए, अपने आप से बात कीजिए, इंग्लिश में बात कीजिए, इंग्लिश में बात कीजिए, हिंदी में बात कीजिए, जैसे चाहिए बात कीजिए। खुद क्वेश्चंस पूछना, खुद आंसर्स देना उसके सामने। ये मैं खुद का एक्सपीरियंस से बोल रहा हूँ। इट वर्क्स लाइक मैजिक। मैं मेरे बेटियों को भी बोलता हूँ, आपका इंटरव्यू आप शीशे में देख के प्रैक्टिस करना। आप मानोगे नहीं, आप मेरा नंबर लिख लो, 6 महीने में यू विल कॉल मी एंड से मैं आई हैव बिकम अ डिफरेंट पर्सन। ये दिस इज अ मैसेज फॉर एवरीबॉडी गाइस। आप स्टैंड इन फ्रंट ऑफ द मिरर एंड डू मॉक इंटरव्यूज in front of the mirror. You will see a remarkable difference in your approach when you sit in front of the interviewer. It's a very difficult exercise. आप कोशिश करके देखिए. Try it today. After this interview, after this session, go and stand in front of the mirror and ask yourself a question. Tell me something about yourself. You will not be able to answer this question. Test करके देखिए. Stand in front of the mirror, Tripti, and practice करते जाओ, practice करते जाओ, practice करते जाओ. आपको आ जाएगा। और हिंदी इंग्लिश is not important beyond a point.
Okay. Definitely, I'm going to try that out. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, so any last question? Because we are going to conclude the meeting now.
Yeah. Thank you, Anushka, for this time.
Yes.
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, this is Rupa again.
क्या रूपा?
Thank you,
Sir, one more
sir.
question I have. Like, while switching the job from developing to management, do we need to do
आपका आवाज कट रहा है रूपा, आपका आवाज कट गया।
hello?
हाँ, आवाज कट गया
Hello?
रूपा। हाँ, बोलिए।
सर, इंटर्नशिप करना जरूरत है क्या? जॉब स्विचिंग करनी, मतलब अब अभी डेवलपिंग में हूँ, like of course after 2 years I will be completing my MBA.
हाँ,
So in between, do I need to do my internship in MBA?
are you currently working or not working? Are you working currently?
looking for job, sir, in development.
ओके, सो आपके पास पूरा दिन टाइम है ना? ऑनलाइन क्लासेस कभी होता है?
और ये अभी जापान में रहती हूँ तो टाइम मैच नहीं होता है सर। मैं रिकॉर्डेड लेसन्स
ओके,
वॉच करती हूँ।
सो आई डोंट थिंक यू विल रिक्वायर, आपके लेवल पे आई डोंट थिंक यू रिक्वायर इंटर्नशिप रूपा। नहीं चाहिए, मेरे केस से तो नहीं चाहिए। आपको आपका जॉब में आपका जॉब स्किल से आप बढ़ा दो और बिजनेस एनालिस्ट उसमें अप्लाई करके चालू करो। आप एक काम कर सकते हो, यू कैन स्टार्ट अप्लाइंग योर बिजनेस एनालिस्ट नॉलेज इन योर डेवलपर रोल। घर पे बैठे बैठे आप डेवलप कर लो ना, ये आपको इंटर्नशिप की जरूरत ही नहीं है।
ओके सर।
ओके, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सर।
Hello.
सर वैभव यार, क्वेश्चन था।
हाँ भाई, हाँ, एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं अनुष्का।
यस, मैं बहुत दिन से पूछना कर रहा था कि क्या अभी इंग्लिश का है ना, मेरे गांव से पढ़ाई किया है तो इंग्लिश का है, मेरे को अभी कब थोड़ा थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंड नहीं होता है, तो बहुत सारा इफेक्ट होता है समझने में वगैरह लेक्चर में, तो क्या कर सकते हैं हम उसके लिए?
मैंने अभी तृप्ति से वही बात कर रहा था कि डिपेंडिंग ऑन आपको कहाँ पर काम करना है वैभव. इफ यू हैव टू कम टू बॉम्बे और दिल्ली और समथिंग लाइक, जहाँ पर थोड़ा बहुत इंग्लिश आपको जानना जरूरी होता है, तो आप एक काम कर सकते हो. जब तक आपका ये एमबीए खत्म नहीं होता है, आप इंग्लिश का आपका स्किल सेट बढ़ा दो ना. मैं मेरी बेटियों को यही बोलता हूँ, मैं बेटियों को एग्जाम्पल ले रहा हूँ बिकॉज मेरी बेटियां अभी पढ़ रही है. मैं उनको बोलता हूँ कि इंग्लिश पेपर पढ़ा करो. इंग्लिश पेपर में 2 पेपर मैं घर पे मंगाता हूँ, 3 पेपर मंगाता हूँ मैं वैभव. एक तो मैं मंगाता हूँ टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया, एक तो मंगाता हूँ मैं इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, तीसरा मंगाता हूँ हिंदू. ये तीनों पेपर में आप जो इंग्लिश पढ़ोगे ना, आपका इंग्लिश आप 6 महीने पढ़ के देखो वैभव. 6 महीना आप इसमें आप 1-1.5 घंटा आप इस पे टाइम बिताओ. तीनों पेपर आगे पीछे से पूरा पढ़ के देखना. हिंदू अगर मिलता रहेगा आपके गांव में, आपके शहर में, हिंदू का इंग्लिश इज द
तो सर
बेस्ट
अभी
इंग्लिश इन इंडिया.
मुंबई में हूँ वर्किंग.
हाँ, बॉम्बे में हो आप? या बॉम्बे में तो मिलता है, मेरे घर
पनवेल में.
पे आता है. हाँ, तो मेरे घर पे आता है हिंदू. तो हिंदू पेपर, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया और इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, ये 3 पेपर मैं खुद मंगाता हूँ मेरे घर पे. मेरे बच्चों को पढ़ने बोलता हूँ. तो ये तीनों
क्या है,
न्यूज़पेपर
वो
सॉरी.
क्लासेस क्या है, इंग्लिश क्लासेस टाइम मैच नहीं होता ना.
नहीं नहीं, वो बॉस, टाइम तो निकालना पड़ेगा ना भाई वो. टाइम तो निकालना पड़ेगा ना यार.
नहीं नहीं.
1-1.5 घंटा सोने से पहले पढ़ लेना. एक तो आपका नॉलेज बढ़ेगा. व्हेन यू गो फॉर इंटरव्यूज, जनरल नॉलेज बढ़ेगा. जनरल पॉलिसी डिटेल्स, गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज के बारे में आपका, अगर आप इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स पढ़ते हो तो आपका स्टॉक मार्केट के बारे में, इकोनॉमिक के बारे में, सबके बारे में नॉलेज बढ़ेगा. प्लस इनका जो इंग्लिश है, दिस इज द बेस्ट इंग्लिश इन इंडिया टुडे. तो आपको माई हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है, आप आधा घंटे से शुरू कीजिए. एक दिन आपको इंटरेस्ट आएगा. आज से आप कर नहीं रहे हो, आपको आपको पता नहीं चल रहा है. एक बार आप वंस यू स्टार्ट ना, आपको अच्छा लगेगा. आपका इंग्लिश बढ़ेगा, आपका कॉन्फिडेंस ऑटोमेटिकली बढ़ेगा. तो
सर
ट्राई करके
वैसे
देखिए.
एक्सपोर्ट इम्पोर्ट फील्ड में हूँ, तो एग्जिम
हाँ,
करके भी उसमें एक न्यूज़पेपर आता
करेक्ट, वहां पर भी कर
है, वो
सकते हो
पूरा
आप.
इंग्लिश.
करेक्ट. आपको ना
और
वो
कैसा है,
एग्जाम
टाइम का
यार,
टाइम का ये बहुत था कि
सैटरडे संडे मिलता है.
यस यस सर मिलता है.
तो सैटरडे संडे कर लीजिए. सैटरडे संडे पेपर पढ़ लीजिए. ऑनलाइन भी मिलता है, ऑनलाइन भी. ये सारे तीनों न्यूज़पेपर्स आर अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन ऑल्सो. ऑनलाइन भी आप सब्सक्राइब कर सकते
ओके
हो. आप जैसे बैठे रहोगे
ओके.
लंच टाइम में, आप 5 मिनट में खाना खा लिया, 20-25 मिनट में टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया ऑनलाइन करके पढ़ लो.
ठीक है सर,
तो
थैंक
ये
यू.
सब. हाँ, आप इंग्लिश चैनल्स देख लीजिए रात रात को. यू वॉच इंग्लिश न्यूज चैनल्स. आई एम नॉट सेइंग एनी चैनल पर्टिकुलरली. कोई भी इंग्लिश चैनल्स देख लीजिए. आपको इंग्लिश मूवीज पसंद है तो वो देख लीजिए. सो यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन इट बेसिकली. कोई ऐसा जरूरत नहीं है वैभव कि आपको इसके बिना आप ग्रो नहीं कर पाओगे. बट इट इज एन एडेड एडवांटेज, उतना ही बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
हाँ हाँ नहीं, कैसा है, मेरे को क्लासेस लगाना था.
नहीं, जरूरत नहीं
क्या
है.
ऑफिस टाइम और
जरूरत नहीं. पैसा पैसा वेस्ट मत करना. आप खुद रीडिंग करो. रीडिंग मटेरियल बहुत अवेलेबल है आज के तारीख में ऑनलाइन. न्यूज़पेपर्स पढ़ा करो बॉस. न्यूज़पेपर्स पढ़ो. आपका इंग्लिश 6 महीने बाद मेरे को फोन करना. मैं आप तृप्ति को ही बोल रहा था, मैं नंबर ले लो. रेगुलरली आप पढ़ो 3 न्यूज़पेपर्स, चैनल्स, इंग्लिश चैनल्स पढ़ो. बुक्स, इंग्लिश बुक्स खरीदो. सेकेंड हैंड बुक्स मिलते हैं 40-40, 50-50 रुपए में यार. पढ़ो इनको सबको उठा के. ऑटोमेटिकली आपको 6 महीने, 1 साल में आपका कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ जाएगा. किसी और चीज में इन्वेस्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है.
ठीक है.
रीडिंग इज द बेस्ट हैबिट. ओके अनुष्का, आई थिंक वी आर डन.
Okay. Sir, thank you so much
नो,
for the
थैंक यू सो
inspiring
मच
and
फॉर.
insightful guest
नो
session.
नो, थैंक यू
We
सो मच फॉर
truly
ऑर्गेनाइजिंग इट
appreciate
अनुष्का.
your we truly appreciate your time, effort, and guidance. The session motivated us to think differently and strive for excellence. Actually, thank you so much, sir.
No problem. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you guys. I hope it was an engaging session for you guys. You can again, I am volunteering this. Anushka, please don't mind. किसी को मेरा नंबर चाहिए तो प्लीज दे देना. They can call me. I am more than happy to mentor them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sure, sir.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir. It's a
Thank you
really
all.
nice
Thank you.
session. Really nice session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, all of you.